Hello world, welcome to Net More Than Tech Academy. Today we are going to write a quick Python script to web scrap data from Wikipedia to find the capital of a country. I have a program running here, so all I'm doing here is typing the country name and it retrieves the capital of the country. Come on, let's learn how to do this. So I have logged in into my Replit account. I'm going to create a new Python script. To do this, we are going to use two libraries, the beautiful soup library and the requests. So let's import requests, and we would also need from the PS4 beautiful soup. So first thing is we need the URL, and we are going to grab the URL, the Wikipedia URL, for example, Canada Wikipedia, and the URL usually looks like this. And how do we make it work for other countries? It's basically just replacing this part of the URL with a new country that will take us to the other country. So for now, let's fix the URL to Canada and then make it work for Canada first. So first thing is we are going to get the results by calling this URL. So let's do requests dot get from the URL, and let's check if this goes well by checking the response code. If the response code is 200, then we are good. So let's just print a message and let's try to run this and see if everything works. The first time when we run it in Replit, all these libraries will get installed. So it takes a little bit, but it should be fine after that. So status code, it's not response code, so let's change it to status code. Okay, so the URL fetch is successful. Let's quickly check for another country. It's still all good. So all we have to do is replace this part of the country. We'll do that in a bit. Now let's actually go to this URL and then see where exactly is the capital information. The capital information is in a table tag right here. So let's inspect this page and let's check out this capital. So capital is in a table header tag with the class info box label, but there are many table headers in here, but we are interested in the one which has the word capital. So let's first fetch all of the table headers. To do that, we will have to first make a soup. So we would do that by using the beautiful soup library and our source, whatever we got from the URL.text. And it's also a good idea to prettify the soup, which will make it better for us. And as we discovered, we are looking for all the info box labels of tag th. So what we have to do is we have to do soup dot find all, and we are looking for th tag, and what is the condition for, or how are we filtering it? We are looking for class where it is info box hyphen label. So class has to be info box hyphen label, and we have to make these a string. So that's gonna fetch all the info box labels for us. That has to be a colon instead of a equal symbol, and let's save it in a variable. So that's our info box all, and as you can see, there are many info boxes here. We are looking for the one where it says capital. So let's loop into them. So for each info box in info box all, let's fetch the text in there. So we will do info box dot find all. We are gonna look inside each info box and we are looking for the text. So let's first see how this works. So I'm just gonna print the text that we found and I'm gonna simply put an input statement so we can see it one at a time. So we are getting an error here, but then it actually works. It says capital official language. No parser was explicitly specified. Okay, that error is coming up because we can add an optional parameter here and specify the exact parser that we want, but it is optional. I'll do that later, but for now, let's proceed. So what's happening here? We are seeing all the info labels. And if you notice, we are looking for the one where it says capital, right? And if you notice, this is a list. And the first element in the list should be capital. So let's get rid of this print and input statement and let's check if the first element in the list is actually the word capital. At that point is where we need to break. But why are we doing this? Because we want to find where capital is. So on the same index for the table, meaning match it with the other column and read this value. So we actually need to know at which position or in which index the capital is present. So I'm introducing another variable and I'm keeping track of the index. Now, what am I expecting? I'm expecting to see the index where the capital is present. So in this table, the 0th index has the capital. Why are we doing this? Because for some countries in the wiki pages, capital is not the first entry. You have some other information before that. So if we don't find the exact index, we will run into issues for few countries. We cannot plainly assume that it'll be the 0th index always. Now that we have found the index, our next step is to find the corresponding value. Here in this case, it's Paris. So let's quickly examine this. So here it is a TD class of info box data. We did label, now we are going to do the data. So let's get info box data soup.find all. This is going to find all the TD tags where class value is info box data. And in all of these, I am only interested in the capital whose index is here. So the one item that I'm interested in, so this is info box all, info box data all, and I'm interested in only one which is inside this list at this index. So now let's print the info box data and see what we are getting. So now we are getting TD data, and here if you notice we are getting Berlin because our country here is Germany. Now let's take the time to get the country from the user actually. So I introduce an input statement and I'm going to use this to append to the URL, so we make it dynamic. So now if I run it, if I enter Canada, the info box that I get has Ottawa, it's capital. If I run it again and if I say France, I get Paris. Good. But we are getting this whole data. We are not interested in all of it. We are only interested in the single word. So let's actually get the word that we are interested in by doing a find all and text equal to true. And this will return a list of all of these values, and we know the capital is always the first element. Here we are safe to assume that. So capital will be the first element in the list. So let's print capital and see if it works. So country, France, and we get Paris. So we are almost done, just few things to do. To get rid of this parser error, what we are going to do is when we do the beautiful soup, we are actually going to specify the parser. And country, and this gives me error saying, did you install the parser library? If you run into issues like this, all we can do is go to the package, find the library that we want, and install that package. Let's wait for this LXML parser library to get installed and run it one more time. So let's try the country. And now we get the answer. All is well, almost done. All we have to do now is put this whole thing in a loop, so we can keep doing this more than once. So now if I run it, Iran, Canada, France, Germany. So basically we are getting the information from Wikipedia based on the country name. We form the URL, make a beautiful soup out of the page, web scrap the information that we need. The same technique can be used to retrieve any information from any of the Wikipedia pages. Use cases of this type could be to always find the right information that is present in Wikipedia, or make any quiz games where you want to make the players guess the capital from the country and so on. Thank you very much for watching. I'll add the source code link in the description. Catch you later in another video. Bye world.